Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl FZ Bar at the Joke Ishola, and yeah, I'm back again on your screen. And this time around, I'm here to share with you my experiences at the orientation camp. Remember the last time I spoke about being in my final year and you know having to finish school and all, and right now I'm a core member, I'm a core for now. I'm presently serving in Lagos State, and yes, so I'll be starting with sharing with you guys my experience at the NYSC orientation camp. So before I go into the details, I'll be right back. Welcome back, guys. Okay, so guys, before I venture into my story, it's not easy making this video. I had I had to like hold on to my phone. I don't have my tripod here in Lagos. I do not even have my ring light here. I still have most of my things back at home in Ilesha, Ocean State. So hopefully I either go get them or I get a new one here in Lagos. So bear with me, bear with my lighting, bear with my sound as well. Okay, now straight into the story. So I finished my final exams last year, December. That's 2023. And yes, we had a final defense. Yes, the very final defense earlier this year. And yes, we had all this registration and all. So finally, I went to camp in June 2024. And yes, I'm presently serving in Lagos State. I'm serving in Lagos State. But I had my NYC orientation camp in Ede, Ocean State. Being that Lagos State do have this thing, they dislodge corpers from Lagos to Osun camp and Ogun State camp. I think because of space or not, or things like that. Yes. Okay. So before I actually go into the experiences, let me talk about how I came to be Lagos corper. Of course, before we finish school back then, I do say something. I'm definitely moving back to Lagos. I grew up also in Lagos. I mean, memories from Lagos. I have quite a lot of memories in Lagos because my auntie stays in Lagos. She understands. So I do come to Lagos frequently back then before I had to stop because of school and all. So now I do say it in school. I do tell my mates in school, when we talk about at some point, I think in the finals, everybody start talking of where they want to go for camp, where they want to go for NYSC, where they want to do this and that. For me, for once and all the time, in fact, I do say it, I'm moving back to Lagos. Everybody keeps saying, Lagos, that stressful place, God forbid, this, that. And I'm like, it is still Lagos I'm going. But I do say it, Lagos or Abuja. I had the opportunity to go to Abuja, but just, okay. But I think I'll be more comfortable with my status at this time in Lagos than going to Abuja. I'll find it easier in Lagos than go to Abuja. So I had to okay, I am going to Lagos. And if anybody asks me anything, where are you planning to do your NYC? I'll say Lagos. They say, why? Sometimes I need to let Lagos people know that Lagos is hard. People are scared to come to use people's states. But me, I'm not scared anyway. So I'm here. Anyways, that's that. So I'm just like, okay, I'm going to Lagos, and that's final. But now brings me to the question, where will I stay in Lagos? I keep asking myself. I'm definitely not staying with my auntie. Yeah, I said it to myself. I'm not staying with my auntie. I don't want to. I really didn't want to stay with any relative. I want to go to Lagos and experience life for myself. I'm a kind of person. I'm a kind of person that I believe in experiencing life for myself, by myself. And I thank God for the kind of parent I have. The situation actually gave me the liberty to experience life for myself. I'm not camped. I've always had my freedom to do things, but I make sure that I do the right things. Yes, the right things. because I know that I used to say something. I'm the biggest critic, the biggest judge of myself. So I make sure that even in my time of freedom, I do the right thing. I make sure I do the right thing. Now, coming back, Lagos. So how do we do this? Would I be doing redeployment or direct posting? Everybody knows that direct posting is expensive. This and that. At the time when it was time for NYC, I started asking for prices, and then I started hearing one something, one something. As at that time, I didn't have that money. But there's just one thing. I thank God because God blessed me with a big daddy, my uncle, who happens to be one big person. Yes, by God's grace. And by God's grace, God helped me. God helped him to help me, and we were able to ensure that I was actually posted to Lagos without paying a dime. So that was how I got posted to Lagos without paying a dime. And when the old posting letter came and all, and I posted Lagos Copper, and people started coming to me, asked my DM, FC, but how did you do it? Give me your plug. Your plug, sure. I'm like, I no get plug. God, na my plug, and God used my brother, my uncle, for me. But then it is only God. So that was how I was posted to Lagos without paying a dime. I know of my friends. A lot of my friends paid to be posted to their state of choice, but my darling, they were disappointed by their plugs. But I know that God had better plans for them and for me. So that aside now. So fast forward to checking my posting letter. I was a bit disappointed because I wanted to camp in Lagos. But God said, Shebi, you want to go to Lagos? Yeah, go to Lagos now, but go to Ede first. So that was how I dislodged to Lagos for camp. To Ede for camping. And at that time, you know, somebody that wanted us to go to Lagos and camp together in Lagos got posted to Yanopaja in Lagos. But me, I was trying to Ede. But then I just had to go. And that was how I went to Ede in Osun State to camp. So that was how the journey to NYSC orientation camp Ede Osun State began. So fast forward to the camping experience now. Camp was really, really nice. Camp was good. Camp was very good. And I thank God because I thank God for his provision while I was going to camp. Because although before going to camp, it was kind of, God, how am I going to survive in camp? My kind of person. Food, everything, this and that. How am I going to? But I thank God for provision. And I thank God for my big bro who came through. God has always been faithful. Even while you're thinking about it, he has already placed somebody that would help you. All you need to do is speak it into reality, and God did it. So I'm really grateful to God. So as I was saying, my camping experience was very elite. It was quite nice because I didn't lack. God's willing, I didn't lack. And yes, let's talk about going to camp. I went to camp. I bought all the things I needed for camp. I bought all the kits I needed for camp. So, of course, when I got to camp, it was so easy. So, when I go to camp, then the timetable for meal, let's start from the meal experience. My God, the camp meal, for me, was a disaster. Because imagine having to take pap and beans. Ogi atewa. My God. My person, I don't take such food. Not because I come from one, of course not, but I'm a picky. How do they put that English now? I'm very picky when it comes to food. I eat almost all food, but it comes with what I want to eat at that time. I'm a kind of person that I take pap, but I don't take pap because there's a way I feel at times. But when I'm sick, I like to take pap. That's me. But I can't take pap. I cannot take pap here now. So pap and beans was out of it for me. Then they serve eba, and that's Gary. They serve eba and I think egusi. If for people who know me, egusi is my best soup. Like, as a person, as a chef myself, I make very good egusi. And I can even say that if there's anything I know how to do best in this life, it's egusi and inyogigun, because that's what I love. You get it? I'll come back to that gist. But the appearance of the egusi to me in camp was off for me. I couldn't take it. That's two. First I said pap and beans. The second one is eba and egusi. For me, I cannot take the eba. No, I'm sorry. I think the only kind of eba I actually take outside is, this yellow, this Igbo eba. Yes. And if it does not even appear appealing to me, I will not eat it. That's my kind of person. So I didn't find it funny in camp at all. So I didn't eat that in camp at all. So literally, yes, they also give bread and tea, bread and boiled egg, bread and butter. They give all that. Then white rice and stew with fish. They give jollof rice and chicken, at times jollof rice and fish and all. I can tell you that throughout my stay in camp, I practically had just 2 meals from the camp meals. I think I took bread and tea at some point. I think I took it twice. Let me remind you, orientation camp is 21 days. Yes. So out of the 21 days, I think I only took bread and tea twice. And yes, and of the twice, I don't know if they gave them boiled egg. As a person, I don't take boiled egg at all. That's me. I think I will do a vlog about the things I eat sometimes later and things I don't eat. I don't take boiled egg. So what I just needed from them at that point was just the bread. So I could add tea. I had my provision. I brought provision to camp, of course, because there's no way I would survive that without provision, of course. So I brought it. But I needed the hot water. So I had to go. I got the tea and bread. So I went back to my hostel, added my own milk and Milo or something, and then added. And then the other food I had in camp as well was, I think I had the white rice and stew once. Yes, I collected it twice. But the first time, I ate it. The first time, I threw it out because it wasn't good for me. I couldn't eat it. Others ate it too. That's it. But me, I couldn't eat it. So I threw it out. I threw it out because I didn't get someone to give it to also. I would have given it to someone, but there was no one to give it out to. Then the second time was actually good, so I ate it. White rice. But mostly in camp, that makes it 2 times. Bread 2 times, and I think white rice 2 times. That's 4. Then I think jollof rice was the major thing I actually took very well. I think I lost. Not like I lost count, but I think I took jollof rice about 1, 2. I don't think I take up to 5 times actually. If I count it well, I'm not sure it's going to be up to 6 times. It's not going to be up to 6 times because why I said that was, I think it was only once that their jollof rice didn't make sense to me. But the every other times I took them and I ate. I took the rice. I ate the rice. I ate the rice almost all the time I took it. So mostly I ate the jollof rice, and that brings me to my card. I think I left the card at home. My meal ticket. Yes, my meal ticket. I think my meal ticket is always ticked once in a day, out of 3 times in a day. So, but later there's this girl in my room. She's an Alaja. Yes, she's a Muslim. So she just said, okay, Stepsiba, Emma for me ticket in Kimalo. Meaning, you give me your ticket, let me use it. So most times she uses my card to take extra food for herself. I said, don't use it. So most I just take one. So I think the number of times I pick the tick for my card if they count everything together, I don't think it's up to 10. It can never be up to 10. I'm very serious. 10. I'm not sure it's even up to 7. Plus the jollof rice thing. Yes. I'm not sure it's up to 7 or 8. So that is that about the food part. Okay, so how did I now feed? Of course, I ate most of the time in Mami Market, and that's the market in camp. So most times I go to Mami to eat. So in Mami Market, I eat more of yam and egg sauce. You know, there's a guy that sells yam, very good. Like, I love the egg sauce. I don't take boiled egg, but I take egg sauce because of pepper and all. You know, it's fried. So that's already taken. Why am I even explaining this? I said I will explain the reason for my food choices in another video. So let me not go there. So I love his egg sauce. So I take yam sauce in Mami Market. I take noodles from, there's this malam I eat his noodles a lot. Not a lot, sef. I think I only ate noodles like 2 or 3 times, because for me, noodles is something that goes out of my mind easily. So the moment I ate it like once or twice, I was already tired. So and I there's this shop. The name of the shop is Azonto. This woman makes very good jollof rice. I mean, when I say very good jollof rice, it tastes like an actual party jollof rice, and I fell in love with it. Of a truth, she makes fried rice too. Fried rice is one of my favorite food, in fact, if not the favorite. But the day I tried a fried rice, I was like, no. But every other thing was a go for the jollof rice. So since that day, most times I just eat jollof rice in our shop, and I just get satisfied with it. You get, and that was how I actually lived in the aspect of food in camp. Yeah, I think I had pounded yam for one woman too, and then pounded yam and egusi with ewedu. Well, that's the combination I like. Don't worry, guys. I'm coming with my food vlog. Don't worry. So those were the things I ate in camp. People had shawarma. Me. I don't take shawarma, so I didn't go near it. And at some point, I think I had bread and akara, but the akara was a no for me. I didn't like it. People bought meme, but I don't take meme outside like that. So basically in camp, I had made more of rice, yam and egg sauce, noodles and bread, and then my provision. So that was how I fared in camp for the 21 days. Yeah, so talking about friends in camp. Before that, when I got to camp, after registration and all, Lagos Copper. When you get to camp, when I got to camp, I was dislodged to Ede. So there's always the phrase of Lagos Copper, Osun Copper, Lagos Copper, Osun Copper. So I'm in Lagos Copper, so there's always the sound of Lagos Copper and all. So on getting to camp, I knew before I left home, before I got to camp, people were already telling me, join OBS. Me, I already know themselves, like God's grace. Parade is not my thing. Preparation is not my thing. You get it? But I am a kind of person. I am not trying to avoid parade though. Of course, I wanted to do it at some point. I did it at some point, but I don't like stress like that. Stress like that. I don't like stress like that. So basically, I joined OBS. And as God we have it, joining the OBS, the person that was actually kind of in charge of the OBS team was actually a very close and good friend of mine from school. He finished a year before me. I'm talking about Akimbolu Shere Michael. That's a shout out to you, guy. MC Bolos. Yes, but there we're going to call him MC Bolos, Mr. Michael, and that's it. So he was a cool friend of mine, but I joined the OBS. I joined the presentation. Now I have this thing for media, so of course everything that's anywhere I see radio counts me in. Sure you get. So I joined the presentation team. Read the news 1 or 2 times. The day I went for interview and I read the news. My people, these people were yelling, and I told myself, hi, MC, I did not read. Why are these people shouting? like, I know I didn't really do well. Why are these people telling? Yeah, if you were early now, but then I know I was feeling myself. But gosh, I'm good. Yes, I know. God gave me that thing. So we just did the interview, and then I was given presentation. Yeah, they wanted me to be taking this love call thing, which I said no. I wanted to be taking news because I have this thing for news. Like the way I trained for news, you get. So how was it? So to cut the long story short, I started taking news, English news. At some point, I I was shifted to Yoruba news because I read Yoruba news and it sounded good in their ears. And then they shifted me to Yoruba news. So basically, I started taking English and Yoruba news alongside my other core members. Yes, and there was this beautiful thing, Mrs. Otemuyiwa, our beautiful mommy of the OBS. I don't know, that woman just like me. I love that woman a lot. She doesn't talk a lot. I don't talk to her a lot, but you know, there's a way she calls my name, Hefziba. Even in Said, I'm coming back to the Said story. Even in Said, the way she calls, Hefziba, you can dance. I don't want to dance. Stop calling my name now, mommy. Why public? I enjoyed it. I love that woman. This is a shout out to her too. Yes, so OBS was nice. OBS was beautiful. At some point, I had, where there's a lot of ladies, of course, issues, problems, fights cannot be avoided like that. So, at some point, I don't know what happened. I don't talk like to everyone, but when it comes to work, and yes, I joined the OBS with my friend Dorothy. Yes, I joined with Dorothy, and it was such a great ride. I read the news on the parade ground. The early morning meditation was such a sweet thing for me when we first got to camp because I was always reading the morning news. So I called members on the parade ground. Yes, I put some of the pictures displaying on the screen there, and I really enjoyed reading the news. Honestly, I enjoyed it. OBS team was such a great experience for me. I learned quite a lot, and I'm still learning, of course. And yes, let me talk about one thing that happened. Yes, there was a time myself and this lady, Ifeoluwa, she happened to now became the assistant head of presenter. I don't know what happened, charging or no charging. I don't charge in the OBS, so that day I just wanted to charge, and then mix up and all, and then we had we had an outburst. In fact, we fought, and that, and I didn't feel good about it, and I didn't feel good because I didn't want to have anything to issue with anybody. But then what happened was really a pissed off for me because I didn't like it. But in the long run, we settled, and then this girl became one of the sweetest person that we have been talking real good even after camp. This is a shout out to you too, Ifeoluwa. I love you, girl. You meet people at different levels, different ways, and then you just click. That's how you meet people. So that was the ride in OBS. Yes. What is OBS without mentioning Amos? Yes. I said I didn't get to make so much phenomenal friends, but I kind of like this guy, Amos. He's a very cool person. He doesn't talk. I think that was one of the reasons that I got attracted. Like, is it me that is attracted? Like, it's him that I shall like him for that, like that. Don't worry. So I think that was the only person I really wanted to like be close friends with in camp. Even though we had our own share of this whole thing and all, we're always busy. There's no time in camp. Just few times that we had and all. But so such a great time with him as well. So those are the people. And yes, Tiana. Tiana is such a short, sweet girl. Yes, I say it. She's a short, sweet girl, but I love the girl a lot. But Tiana already had friends before I met her, so it was so awful that we couldn't be like BBB. But then we're still cool. She's my baby. I'm my baby. I'm my love. She's my love. So I like it like that. So, and I met this girl too, Coco. Oh God, this girl is just a troublesome human being. Even till after camp, this girl is still disturbing our life. But she's such a free soul, and she's such a sweet soul as well. So I met a lot of people like that we met in camp. Now, talking about parade. Talking about parade, I enjoyed parade because at some point when I'm not doing anything, I just feel like I just join parade. I do left, right, preparation. I loved it a lot. As much as it wasn't my best activity, but at some point I feel like this is one of the reasons I'm in camp, so let me just join, and I do it. I enjoyed it the little time. Now let's talk about Said. See that Said thing? Said means skill acquisition and entrepreneurship development or something. Yes, Said. It's a kind of program designed for us as core members to learn skills and take trainings. So there's this side lectures that they used to do where EFCC people will come, they will take us on financial crimes. NAFDAC will come, they will take us on drugs lectures. But the truth is, all these lectures, they were very boring. Although they were necessary, they were things that we learnt from. But the truth is, they were boring. We were literally sleeping. For a person, I used to sleep. I sleep a lot inside because I don't sleep well at night. I wake up very early just for me to get to OBS on time. You get? And then, so Said is the only time that I can use to sleep, even if it's not comfortable. So, it wasn't comfortable. Yes, it wasn't comfortable. But at least I sleep because once I see sleep, if I sleep it, the sleep will help me. So I sleep the sleep. Like that. For the comfortability, I will get it in the room later in the night. So, Said lecture was such. I learned a lot from some of it. Yes, of course. But most of it, for that 21 days, you can imagine 21 days now, Said lecture. Imagine me sitting. And these lectures will start by 9. Yes, 9 in the morning. How can you tell me to sit down from 9 in the morning till 2 o'clock? We literally sit from 9 in the morning till 2 o'clock. Like 2 p.m. in the afternoon. Sitting to do what? Listen to lectures. How is somebody not sleeping in that situation? Okay, so later on, when the training the hands-on training actually started, I joined the public speaking class because tailoring, fashion designing, painting, paint making, hairstyling, makeup. I'm kind of, but I don't know. It wasn't my interest. I just wanted to go for public speaking. Like, not this talking now is our turn. So let me just go for my public speaking. JJ. So I actually joined the public speaking class, and it was phenomenal. And the beautiful thing about that class was the trainer happened to be my pastor, like my own pastor from church, like my church pastor at home. Yes, Pastor Jube. I was so surprised. As I said, I camped in Osun State, so he has moved to Oshogbo. Oshogbo is not far from me there, so there's every possibility anyway. So, but I was so shocked that my pastor happened to be my trainer. That's very good. And for the Said class, for the training, it was such a beautiful class. We had quite a phenomenal class. Like, the class was mind-blowing. We had our inputs. In fact, the class was between us and the trainer because as he was giving it, we were giving ours. So the class was such a beautiful one. And then in the long run, at the end of the whole training thing, when we were supposed to do exhibition, I was selected. I was, picked to be the one to represent the public speaking class for the exhibition. And, I prepared and did I told you that our OBS mommy, she's the public relation this thing for the Nysc. So she's always on the mic in our programs like that. So She was the one anchoring for that day, for that exhibition day. So when I was called to speak, when I started speaking, I was already speaking, as a girl, I can't also point. I was speaking, this and this and that and that. I was speaking and speaking and speaking. At some point, she said, "Stop. You people brought them to come and speak alone. No, it's not possible." So she made what she did was she made everyone in my group to come out, and she made everybody to talk. And luckily for us, nobody disappointed because the class was phenomenal. Like, everybody had an input in the class, so there's no way you come out at the exhibition and you have something to say. So it was such a nice experience. It was such a nice experience. For that was my side class, my side training was such an exciting one. So I'm really glad I had the class. Anyways, so moving forward, for my platoon, I was the assistant platoon leader. Of course, I went for the platoon leader position actually, but the guy that won, Steve, won. I think the vote was about 60 to 50 something. I guess. I think he just a few votes, but I had such a wonderful time in my platoon as well. Crazy as well too, because it's not easy to lead people. Oh my God, so such a crazy time because my platoon, they know they ever cooperate. But I thank God because my platoon was, we won some competitions, we lost some, we won some, we won quite a lot because at the long run, we didn't win the parade competition thing. We didn't win at all. I think we made fifth position or fourth. I think we fourth or sixth. I can't remember that because I wasn't participating, so I didn't put that in mind. But for the cultural day, oh God, see what I was wearing. My platoon really, we had did ourselves during the cultural day, but before then we had a lot of fights, a lot of differences. In fact, myself and my platoon officer, she fought me. I not fight her, but she fought me because she was so angry that some things were not. I just had to leave her because at that point everybody was frustrated. And one thing about my platoon was we are always not doing the right thing, but we always come out victorious. For instance, there were some of the social nights that we had, the competitions, the dance competition, the drama competition. They were always doing rubbish in the competition, but we all, I think now the dance competition, now we came out as second position after several disasters that happened during rehearsals. Like, in fact, those were not rehearsals, they were disastrous. Those rehearsals were disastrous. Let me put it like that, because we all, I shall go. Make no be like say we no do, but we came out second position, and it was such a lovely thing to be a part of. And when cultural day came, before that day, a lot happened, but we thank God because we represented the Benin culture. As you can see there, we represented the Benin culture, and it was such a beautiful occasion because I actually did the representation because I had to go up and speak for the platoon, and okay, this is the Benin culture, this and this. In fact, I didn't know I was going to do that thing. I think it was about 2 or 3 platoon before my platoon. My platoon officer now called me and told me, Esba, we are going to be talking the way they are talking. I said, I told one Benin girl, you be done to do it. I'm like, I'm not from Benin now. Ijesha ni me. I'm a correct Ijesha woman. I won't take. But then, by God's grace, there's nothing we put our mind to do that we don't do right because God guides us always. At that point, she already insisted that I would be doing it. So all I could do at that time was just carry my phone, start making research on what we are representing. The food, the clothing, why the women cover their face, all these things, I just put them down. But fortunately, I didn't have to do that off my head. So I could read them out from my phone. But I did, by God's grace, I did so well. And by God's grace, we became second. My platoon came second on the cultural competition this thing. And the people that came first, let me mention it, platoon 9, I don't know, that people, they represented the Ijebu people. Yeah, by God's grace, I'm a descendant of the Ijebu people. I got way to be precise. So I was so proud to see the Ijebu people, this Oju de Oba thing. God, I was so proud. And I told myself, I said, there's no way these people will not make it to the first position because it was well represented. Look at it. Look at it. The horse riding, the colorful dresses, the colorful attires, and all. It was so beautiful. So they came first, and my tribe, the Benin, we represented the Benin culture, so we came second. You know, the Benin culture is so beautiful. But I knew that if the Ojidioba had not actually represented like that, I'm sure my plateau would have made first because no, it was such a beautiful moment. So that was it about my platoon, and it was such a good ride with my platoon people. You know, we had beautiful times. I couldn't really do much with my platoon because of my duties at the OBS, so I didn't take so much beautiful memories picture with my platoon people. It was just a few, and yes, I made quite a good number of friends from the platoon. So I think yes, my kitchen mama, that my platoon officer is always calling her kitchen mama. That's Lizzie. This was such a sweet soul as well. Then my platoon leader, Steve, and a few other guys. We call them Omolile of the platoon. You get, there's always in a class. There's always this set of guys that they're just there. They are the Omolile set. It was such a beautiful time with my platoon members too, Sha. And what other things? Yes, I had such a beautiful time with my roommates, and yeah, and I would like to say that if there's anything that I enjoy most in camp, it was the time with my roommates. My roommates in camp were actually the best set of people. Block C room 2. These ladies are just incredible. Like till today, we still maintain our group and we're still doing well. These ladies are incredible. Like uh, every other rooms they fight, this is my room. We know they fight. If you do nonsense from outside, you come to my room, all of us go beat you, come up for that room. Do you understand? So my roommates were such an incredible set of people, and I really appreciate God meeting them. They're just God sent. You get. I remember when I was sick. Yes, I will be talking about the time I was sick as well. I was so sick in camp that when they checked my BP was so high, and that's as a result of no rest. There was no sleep. I couldn't sleep well. I've not been of course in camp there's no way you'll be sleeping well, so I've not been sleeping well, and it's already turning on my mental health and my system too. These guys, I have to go and beg the soldiers, please, this lady, you don't want her to die, just let her sleep. So they left the bed for me outside to sleep. I slept like a baby. God, by the time I woke up, I felt so light. So my roommates were such wonderful people. I really loved them, and they made camping really nice. Although I really didn't have time to like spend time, during breaks when we were supposed to go back to the hostel, and then everybody will be in the room, they are talking, and no, me, I'm not always there. Me, I'll be in the because I'm always in the OBS because I don't want to miss things that we're doing. So I just stayed back. If I want to eat, I don't eat most times in from this camp food. So all I do is go to mommy, get my food, come back to the OBS, and then other activities are started already. So most of the time we only see ourselves in the morning before leaving the hostel, and then in the night, that's around 10, when it's time out for everybody to go back to bed. But that time we use it to gist and all. And I remember that I think a few days before we left camp, we're just talking, guys, let's go to mommy, let's go and have fun. Some people are already going. Like play. It was just a suggestion that came up then, and play. All of us that very night we took ourselves to mommy market, and then we went to have a drink. In fact, that day was disastrous because okay, so a few of us had some drinks, some of them had malts and all because they couldn't take the smell of that we were taking. Yes, you know so it was just a nice time because we actually felt good about ourselves. We had time, we danced, we made jokes and all. Such a nice time with them. And at 10 p.m. they already sent us out of there again. back to our room. And that was just it about my roommate as well. It was such a nice time with them. And what else? With the soldiers, I don't really have experience with the soldiers because. And yes, let me talk about the man who drill. Yes, when it was time for my platoon manual drill, that was when I was sick. I couldn't go. In fact, my platoon officer insisted I do not go, so I didn't go for the drill. And it was so painful because my mom told me to take a picture, like a similar picture, like this. She had this picture during our time, so she wanted me to take something similar. So I was actually looking forward to like taking that picture, but I couldn't go with my platoon. I was like, then later on I heard that OBS members will have their own manual drill. Fine. So when it was time for OBS manual drill too, that very day, I was busy with my platoon officer because we were having this account issue for the platoon. So we were doing accounts since morning till evening. So when it was time for that time, I was not okay. I was already having this ulcer pain. I had not eaten, so they just got me food. So I can't go to drill without pain and while I just finished eating. So I couldn't go again with OBS member. You can't be like, say, God, she I no go man no you in this car before I go. Why did that not come to capture long? Fortunately for me, there was one more, which was with the manual members themselves. You know, there were core members who joined manual, so it was their turn. The manuals and the Red Cross. So I went with the manual and the Red Cross. That was where I took these pictures. Yeah. Then I took the similar pictures my mommy wanted and all. And that was it about the drilling. But the drilling, yes, this video, look at this. That was the only thing I could do perfectly. Every other was I was just shaking, but I enjoyed it. Because it was such an experience. And that was that about the drilling. And one beautiful thing that I saw in camp and I loved so much was the band. I love the band. I love the way they played. I love the way they danced. I love the way they do their thing. It was so beautiful to watch. Yeah, I had to take the video. I had to take the video because it was so beautiful. It was so beautiful to watch. I love the band so much. I don't know how to drum. I learned it, but I couldn't do it. So it's not my thing. But I love it. And I also love the fact that the ladies were so perfect in that band. And I also had one of my roommates was also a part of the band, so it was so beautiful to watch as well. Then, and one other thing, another exciting, no, sorry, some of the exciting moments in camp were these social nights. Although they weren't as fun as it should be, but to some extent we enjoyed. Me, I was always dancing on my seats, you know, you know, dancing on my seats. So. But then I enjoyed camp to some extent. Sometimes I wish I actually camped in Iyanokwaja because if you see the social nights that they had in Iyanokwaja, oh my God, there's this person that used to use video. He'll be streaking me on Snap with those videos, and I'll be like, God, why do you allow them to take me to a day? But then I'm super proud. I'm super glad that I went to Ede camp. It was such an experience and I loved it. So if there's anything else I do not remember to add to this video, maybe I'll do another video to mention it. But yes, I need to mention I received a commendation letter from the OBS. Yes, so I'm proud of myself. That's it. Yes, so this will definitely be the end of this vlog for my camping experience at Nysc orientation camp Ede. And yes, it's the beginning of my 1 year compulsory service. Yes, I've gotten my PPA, and even though I didn't get the PPA that I wanted or I wished for, because those people, I don't even know, But God understands how it works. Sure, understand. So I believe that God is planning better things. I know. But when NYC gave me, even though it wasn't what where I wanted, I mean, it's a primary school, and I would have actually preferred a secondary school. But because of my health, I that's a story for another day. So I couldn't just go through the stress of having to go for to local government so that they can reject, because the provider said she will not reject, and I don't have the strength to fight or to start going up and down. So I just have to accept it. So right now I've accepted my PPA, and the journey to 12 months I've started. Pray for me. I know and I believe that I've started well, and I know by God's grace I will finish well. And I know God is with us, and every one of us has started together. So, thank you for staying with me on this vlog about NYC. I need to say thank you to you all for listening to me. Thank you for listening to my ranting, and I needed it, and that's why I'm giving it to you now. Thank you for listening. Yes, if you're not to my channel, please do not forget to subscribe. I beg you in the name of God. Subscribe. 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 Please don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to subscribe as well. And please share it. Share it to your friends. Thank you.